All right, in this video, we're going to take a look at adding and subtracting with mixed numbers, but we're going to make sure that we're paying attention to whether or not the problem needs regrouping or if it can be solved the way that it is. So here's two problems for an example. It says one of these problems needs regrouping, one doesn't. So one way to find out is to go ahead and try to start working the problems out. With my addition problem, I have 5/6 here and 3/6. So if I think 5 plus 3, that's 8/6. 5 plus 6 is 11. Now, if I'm trying to solve this problem, 5/7 minus 2/7, that's 3/7, and 4 minus 2 is 2. Now, there's one thing wrong with one of these. This one looks okay, but this one has an improper fraction as part of the mixed number. That means this is a problem where I would need to regroup by decomposing. Because my answer didn't turn out quite the way I wanted it to, but this one did. So the thing for us to think about is what kind of problem is it? What kind of operation does it ask for? Is it addition? Is it subtraction? And are we going to need to regroup our answer, or regroup to get our answer, or is it going to work out the way that it is? So we'll look at a few problems as an example. In this word problem, when we read it and think about it, we need to think about, are we adding or subtracting? And do we need to regroup or not? So this problem says, Mrs. Cherry served 2 2/5 pies for the holiday. Her family ate 1 3/5 of them. How many pies did they have left? Okay, so this makes me think this is a subtraction problem. And in order to find out if I need to regroup or not, I'm going to go ahead and set the problem up. 2 2/5 minus 1 3/5. And I'm going to take a look at my fractions to decide, do I need to regroup or not? I have 2/5 here minus 3/5 here. That tells me I cannot subtract 3/5 from 2/5, so I'm going to go ahead and regroup. Now I can see, based on the denominator, the size of a whole is 5/5, and I'm going to have 2 of them. 2 wholes, or 5/5 twice. 5/5 once, 5/5 twice, plus 2/5. So 2 wholes and 2/5, 2 wholes and 2/5 turn into an improper fraction. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 2 is 12/5. I'll use that in a minute. 5/5 again, but I'll have 5/5 just one time because there's one whole. 5/5 plus 3/5 equals 8/5. Now, based on the fact that this is a subtraction problem, I'm going to take these two improper fractions and subtract them. So 12/5 minus 8/5 equals 4/5. Now I can see that this is not an improper fraction. This is just a fraction that looks okay the way that it is. So this is going to be my final answer. She served 4/5 of a pie. And that's the answer. Here's another problem that says, Mr. Honko filled his gas tank with 10 5/8 gallons of gas. He used 5 3/8 gallons this week. How much gas does he have left? So again, to me, that sounds like subtraction. So I'll set up my problem and see what I need to do. 10 5/8 minus 5 3/8. Now I'm going to think 5/8 and 3/8. Can I subtract 3/8 from 5/8? I think I can. 5/8 minus 3/8 is 2/8. And 10 minus 5 is 5. So let me look at my mixed number, whole number. This is a regular fraction, it's not improper. This looks like it can just be my answer the way that it is. So here's a problem where I do not need to regroup because the answer turned out fine the way that it is. Just a little reminder to always check and see if your problem will work out, to see if you need to decompose and regroup or not. Now, let's say I didn't see that I could just solve it like this. If I regrouped and decomposed the problem, I would still get the same answer. I would just be doing some extra work. So my answer is 5 2/8 gallons. So I'm always going to take a look at my problem and think, do I need to regroup or not? So I'm going to try to solve it, and if I can't, then I'll regroup. Okay, here's another problem. There were 3 2/6 trays of brownies at a party. Mr. Sheets brought 2 3/6 more trays. How many trays of brownies are at the party now? So the fact that he brought more trays makes me think addition. Let me set up the problem. 3 2/6 plus 2 3/6. Now I know I've taken care of this. I'm going to add. Now let's decide, do we need to regroup or not? Can I solve it the way that it is? 2/6 plus 3/6. Well, 2 plus 3 is 5. My denominator is the same, and 3 plus 2 is 5. My mixed number, that's not improper. This looks okay, so I did not need to regroup, and my answer is 5 5/6 trays of brownies. And that's my answer. So again, be careful and check to see, do I need to regroup or not? Can I solve it the way that it is? If I did decompose this out into improper fractions, I would still get 5 5/6. I'm just going to save myself that time. Let's look at one more problem. The car wash had 4 3/4 buckets of water filled. 2 2/4 more buckets were filled with soap. How many buckets were filled all together? That sounds like addition. I'll set up my problem. 4 3/4 plus, because we decided we need to add, 2 2/4 equals 3/4 plus 2/4. Well, that would be 5/4. And 4 plus 2 is 6. So that's not going to work. Let's take a look at decomposing, and maybe I'll show you one extra thing. So based on this, the size of a whole is 4/4, and I'm going to have 4 of them. So I'll have 4/4 4 times. Here's once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, plus 3/4 equals 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19/4. Save that for later. 4/4 again, 2 times. 4/4 once, 4/4 twice, 2/4. 2 wholes and 2/4, 2 wholes and 2/4 equals 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 2 is 10/4. Now it says all together, so I know based on that and my addition symbol here, I'm going to add these numbers. 19/4 plus 10/4 equals 29/4. Now I'm going to have to get myself some room here and think about how many fourths can I take out of this, or how many fourths will it take to get to 29. So here's 4.
Mr. Honko?
Okay, sorry about that. 4, now I'm up to 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, plus 1 more fourth equals 29. Let me double check. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, plus 1 is 29. So that's going to equal, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wholes and 1/4. Okay, so this is my answer, 7 1/4. Now, I'm going to take a look at this and show you one more way you can solve it, but I would only do this if I was really feeling good about these kinds of problems. And I'll write it in green so we can see it a little bit different from the rest. This whole number is okay, but this is what needs to be regrouped. So 5/4, I know that's the same as 1 whole plus 1/4, because 4 plus 1 is 5/4. So I'm just going to turn this into a mixed number. I have 1 whole and 1/4. 1 whole and 1/4. Now I've taken care of that. I just need to add this back into the problem. So I'll just do plus 6. 1/4 plus nothing is 1/4. And 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 1/4. Same answer. This is an okay way to do it, but I would only do this if you're familiar with decomposing first, because this is something that's going to come back to us several times in the future. So take a look at that, rewatch it if you need to, and that's adding and subtracting with mixed numbers. Sometimes they require regrouping, and sometimes they don't.